I am a traveler and a storyteller. I tell stories through new media art. I have been so far to 42 countries. And previously, when I used to go to these countries, I used to go to all these checkbox places, to Eiffel Tower, to Statue of Liberty. But now when I go, I only go to nature. I go to beaches, I go to mountains, I go to villages, I go climb rocks, I go do scuba diving. Me and my partner love adventure sports. And when I used to travel before, 15 years ago, when I first stepped foot outside India, and when I travel now, I see the same places have got some rubbish, some garbage. And I always felt if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and change few things. So today, my team built a time machine for me, and we're going to take a journey through our time machine. We're going to traverse through space. My body is controlling the back. And through time. My hand controls the time. Let's go through the past and pick up some points according to ChatGPT, which changed the course of humanity and thus nature. Are you guys ready to travel together? Let's do that. Let me start somewhere. Let's start 2025. Let me take you to 2025. I see there are 4 cameras in this auditorium. I'll share a fact with you. In 2025 alone, we're going to capture and store about 100 zettabyte of data. Compared to 2017, 22 times. What is 100 zettabytes of data? 10 to the power 21 bytes. In simple terms, 1 trillion gigabytes. I come from the age of floppy disk, you know. This time, let me take you somewhere perhaps it all started. Let me take you to 3000 BCE Mesopotamia. It is said that this is the first instance it was discovered and encryption was ever registered. What is an inscription? Someone trying to write something, and it was recorded, right? It was not a poem, it's not a story. It is a shepherd trying to write how many sheep he owned and how many sheep he loaned. Accounting, where it all started. People started documenting what they have and what they loaned. Imagine yourself for a few brief seconds being with the shepherd along with the sheep. This time, let me take you to 2025 back again. We know there are 7,000 languages that are spoken around the globe today. But unfortunately, every 2 weeks, there is one language that gets wiped out from the face of the earth forever. The reason? Internet. There are 10 major languages around the globe which has taken over publication and now internet, and that is all the documentation around on the web is in these languages. We are trying to find an identity, but losing one. Imagine yourself with all the people over here. Let's go together to a place that we all know, heard of. Some of us have been as well. And the era that we could relate to. Let me take you to 1721 London. The era of industrial revolution. Steam engine just came into place. There were factories that were built around there. People started migrating from villages to cities. There were more jobs. People were looking forward to change their lifestyles. Scientific revolution and enlightenment happened during the same time. People not only were looking at Earth anymore, they were looking far and beyond to other places around in the universe. Colonization was at its peak. Not only people moved, but resources as well. Imagine yourself for a few brief seconds in a factory in London in 1721. When we are talking about population, 1800s is the first time when the human population touched 1 billion mark. In 2025, it stands 8 billion. The human population grew by 8x, whereas the carbon emission 1000x. If you don't see the small dot to the right, perhaps you need to get your eyes checked. 1800s, during this time, it was the first cities which touched a population of 10 lakh, London being the one, Paris right after. In the previous cases, Mohenjo-daro, in the Harappan civilization, it was 50-60,000 people in one city. Today, there are 33 mega cities around the globe which has more than 1 crore population. And Namba, Bengaluru is one of them. When we talk about population, I always wondered when was the first man ever existed. Even AI could not help us with it. So let me take you where our time machine can take me all the way. Let's go together all the way to 10,000 BCE. This time, the entire human biomass compared to the total mammal biomass was less than 1%. Today, humans and livestock make about 96% of the total biomass. What previously were deer, elephants, lions, tiger are now chickens, sheep, cow, pigs, and humans. Tasty, or is it? Imagine yourself for a few brief seconds being in Let me take you back to 2025 again. Let's start. Population from 10,000 BC, very few humans around the globe. And then in 1800 came cities. And now we are talking about mega cities. On the name of sustainable living, on name of affordable living, we started living in matchbox kind of an apartments. We are working 24/7 to meet our ends. to make our life a little better. There are every day in and day out, we are thinking about our future. So-called globalization, is it really helping us? I want to share some stats with you. 50% of the global wealth is owned by 1% of the human population. 75% of the global wealth is owned by 10% of the human population, and the rest by the 90% of the human population. We don't have to imagine this, how our city life looks and seems like. For the one last time, let's travel together to a place where our heart belongs, a place where we call home. Let's go together to Bangalore 1909. Jamshedji Tata established IISc in 1909 in Bangalore. One of the best minds from India and from the globe started migrating to Bangalore. Not all migrations are bad. Guava, potatoes, tomatoes, my favorite food. Pineapple came because of migrations. Have you ever thought how Bangalore used to sound in 1909? That we have traversed through the past. We learned few things. With this in mind, knowing the history, the human intelligence, perhaps we know a little better. Let's play a game today and let's build our future together. I'm going to make a statement, and if you resonate with it, please raise your hands. I will make a statement, and if you think that you are following that statement and you apply these things in your daily life, please raise your hands. Amazing. Let's start. How many of us over here in the past 3 months took a flight? About 30%? How many of us over here bought a cloth in the last 1 month? Wow, it is about 40%. How many of us over here, when we step outside our home, carry a water bottle, a personal water bottle, that we do not have to buy a plastic water bottle on the street or in the shop? Amazing. About 80%? Yeah, wow, that is very great. How many of us over here have ordered food online in the last 1 week? About 20%? How many of us over here, when we see a light in an empty room, take an effort, go to the switch and switch off that light? Wow, almost 100%. We have heard this story, we have seen this story in many forms and shapes. It's nothing new. Some people take this onus upon themselves and go on to change their lifestyles so that they can help. Sustainability, our Mother Nature. Some of us take a step further. Inventors, they start an organization. They do many things to ensure that we give our planet Earth to our next generations in the way we received from our ancestors. Some of them are right here. They're going to speak next. It is the time now for a collective decisions and actions. The countdown has begun. Thank you.